So in the last class we have created purchase requisition. This was our purchase requisition. Okay. I think yes, purchase requisition created. So today we will do vendor master. Vendor master is completed or not?
Vendor, no rush. Vendor is not great.
Okay. So today
Material we created material and material type.
yes, and then purchase requisition.
We create yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So today we will do first vendor master. Okay. Vendor master. Just a minute.
Okay.
Welcome. So for creating a vendor master, let me put the headphones. Hello, now I am audible.
Yes, Rush.
Okay. So for creation of vendor master, we require a T code that is a XK01. Yeah, the T code is XK01.
XK01.
Yes. XK01 T code is used to create a vendor. But in S4 HANA, what is the T code? BUP1. Okay. So in S4 HANA, BUP1 is used to create a vendor master. But see, now it's not possible because it's not a S4 HANA, it's CCC 7.2. So no internal standard grouping exists.
Okay.
Yes. So why the SAP has updated the T code from XK01 to BUP1, and what are the differences on that? Okay, I will just explain you something important thing. Just is like XK01, sorry, XK01 and BUP1. So in ECC, it was used last is XK01. In S4 HANA application, we are going to use BUP1. Okay. So when a vendor do the businesses with our company, we require to create a vendor master through T code XK01. Okay. And when a customer is taking a product or buying a product with us, okay, suppose we are working in a company like XYZ and some customer requires a steel and we are a steel manufacturer. So we require to create a customer master in T code XD01. Okay. So these two are master data for vendor and customer. Okay. So now in S4 HANA, only one thing is need to create, that is a business partner.
Yes.
Yeah, that is relevant for both. That is only relevant BUP1, that is a vendor also and customer also. So in that case, the number generating like 10001. This is my vendor, and the customer is like 50001, and this is my customer. So there are two codes in the system, one for vendor and one for customer.
Okay.
Okay, but now in S4 HANA, only one code will generate. That is, suppose a code is generated like 1001500. Okay, this is the our code, and this is relevant to both. It's relevant to vendor also. We can buy also with that vendor, and we can purchase also with that vendor. Only one code need to create, and we can assign as a vendor, as a customer, whatever we require. It is clear?
Can, how can we identify is it vendor or is the customer?
Exactly. So I will show you that screen, then it will be clear. Suppose I'm going to the T code. So the T code is
PUP1.
BUP1. See, the BUP1 T code is open. Like I am going to create an organization or a person. So system will be allowed to open that T code. Okay. It was taking a time, I think. Yes. So this is the screen for creating a business partner. Okay. So here we can select a type of grouping. Means it's a domestic, suppose it's a domestic creditor or export creditor or an employee or a transporter. Whatever we required, we have to create a group for that. That is nothing but account group. In vendor master also, that group is required. This is just identification that is the vendor. It's created under vendor or not. So this grouping is can segregate the similar type of vendor like employee. I am creating one account group for employee. Then I have created one account group for domestic vendor. I have created one account group for transporter. So according to that, we can execute the report. Like
Okay,
how?
okay. With the grouping, we
Yeah.
can identify.
Yes, exactly. So
Okay,
see,
okay,
in that in BUP01, there is an option create in BP role. BP means business partner role. So here you
okay,
can see if you select BBP0, that is the vendor. If you select
okay, okay,
if you select uh, like just a minute, there is a customer like this SLLCPP. This is a customer. Okay, so each and every view are available here. So first of all, we have to create a business partner that is a general for all. This 0000 is general for all relevant, all for means like vendor, like bidder, like quoter, like plant, whatever is there, it's relevant to general business partner. I just show you that in the map how it is. Suppose my business partner is 10001500 that I have created. That is called a business partner.
okay.
Business.
So S4 in is a role based.
Yes, yes. As per requirement, I will assign a role. Suppose this is required for a vendor. I assigned a vendor role in that.
Okay.
Okay. So what we do for assigning, just select the vendor role in this. Okay. And just give the code and
We
press.
assign the vendor role.
Yeah.
We assign the vendor role and create the
Right.
data.
Right.
I mean,
But
vendor master data.
yes, but before vendor, before customer, we must maintain the general basic partner. In general
Okay,
basic
okay,
partner, we get the code, and then after we assign that vendor. Okay.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. So suppose this code is assigned to the vendor. Now we are doing the uh, vendor transaction. We are going to procure. We were going to purchase anything from this vendor. Now this vendor is also now customer. He is selling something us. Okay. So sorry, he is buying with us. We are suppose he is buying some product with the plant. So he is now customer. So I just need to assign a customer with that code only. We just copy that code and press paste here. We need to just give the customer view here, just like this customer view. Okay, and
Okay,
fill
okay,
all the data and save it.
okay.
That means this vendor is now customer also. So he can act in a both case, in a vendor case, in a customer case. Now clear? Hello. Yeah, it's clear now.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So
Yes. Yes.
now,
Yes.
yes. So we are going to take it as a vendor as before we using like this. So we are going to do this because many of the customer is not upgraded to S/4HANA in India. So maximum means 50% and above has converted to their on-premises ECC to S/4HANA, but some customers are still using ECC. Okay, maximum customers. So now we are going to
Yeah. Some of them told us.
yes, yes,
Some of
yes,
them told to me it takes time to upgrade S4 HANA. It nearly
exactly,
take 5 to 10 years. So
exactly.
you can learn on ECC. So it's
Y-
fine to learn
y-
ECC first.
Yes, yes, yes. Once you learn ECC, it will
Why?
easy.
Because
Yes, yes, yes,
most of the trainers working in ECC. So they can't miss the subjects.
exactly,
My friends told to me.
exactly. So now I am going to create a vendor as per ECC. And what are the prerequisites? We required a company code, a purchasing organizations, or account group. Account group is nothing but a grouping that I have already shown in BUP 1. Okay, that is account group. Like it's a domestic or it's a export or it's a employee vendor. Okay, or a transporter vendor
Okay, okay, okay.
or a service vendor, whatever vendor we want to segregate, we have to create one group. So that group is not only the purpose for segregating the vendor, there are one more purpose is there, that is to control the fields. Each and every fields in vendor master, we can control through that account group only. Okay. So first of all, we have to give the company code. So see, suppose in the vendor field, the vendor code will be generated. So again, here we can maintain the vendor number ranges as internal as external both. Okay, as I already discussed in the material master, that is the internal and external material. Okay,
Uh,
yeah, similar type we can assign a vendor number as a internal as a external both. So now I'm going to create a vendor like take any group from here or leave it. We are going to create one group. Okay, we are
okay,
going to,
okay.
yeah. How we are going to create account group? The T code is first of all we have to
SPRO,
go SPRO. Yeah, correct.
vendor,
Wait, reference I'm just
material,
no,
material
no,
master.
no, no, no. It's related to finance. It's not a
Okay,
MM
okay,
job. It's a finance job. So in financial accounting, account receivable and account payable, in that the vendor account, master data,
okay, okay.
preparing, creating vendor master data. This first one. In that you can see there is option defined account group with screen layout vendor, defined screen layout as per company code vendor, defined screen layout as per activity vendor. So there are three types of account screen layout which we can control through account group, through company code, through activity wise. So now we are going to control with account group first. Just execute. Here you can see there are a lot of number vendor account group is already created, but we are going to create a new one. So just take the existing one. So it will be copy all the settings accordingly, like we are just copying that one and just put the name like uh, S001 or D001. Sorry, D001. That is my account group. That is a domestic vendor for uh, company code. What is our company code?
MSIL.
Sonata. Sorry, Sonata. Sonata Power is my plant. Okay. So I am going to write Sonata. So it will be identified easily.
Okay,
So that's enough. That is just give account group and description. Here you can see there is a three field status are there. One is general data, second is company code data, another is purchasing data. These three data need to be maintained in vendor master. Okay, so just go in the general master data, general data. So let me save that. Press enter and save. I'll show you what are the requirement of that general data. What we have created D001, right?
Yes.
This one, this D001. So now when we going to create a vendor master like this, uh, here we can see D001. Just go to drop down and see D001. It was there, right? Just I
Yes.
created.
Yes.
So double click on that and press enter. Okay. So what number will be generate? What number will be generate while creating that vendor? How we know? We just go to that vendor.
Internal
Just
number.
yes, yes, internal number. Here is the option: create number ranges of a vendor and assign number ranges of the vendor in the account group. So first of
Yes.
all, we need to create a number ranges. Just click on that. Click on change interval. So we have to take the number ranges which is not used earlier so that it will be not overlap. This system is used 3559. We are going to create new one. Just press on a plus symbol. Give your number ranges like I am going to give. What is the last one? Like 39. I will give 40. This is my 40 number ranges. I'm going to maintain
One more.
3600, yeah, 36 or 37000. My vendor will be start from there and will end from like just to give 99. Oh, why it disconnecting? Shit. Just a minute. Just again go to the financial accounting new account receivable vendor account master data preparations and just go to create number ranges.
Yes.
So now we are going to create 40 and the number ranges will be take is 3700, 37,000 and 37,099. Suppose this is my number ranges. Just press enter and save. So now the number ranges has been created, that is 40. This is my number ranges. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Just created. So I will assign that 40 to my group. What is my group? My account group is
D001.
exactly D001 is my account group. Account group. So I'm assigning 40. So 40 when we assign, what is the vendor code will be generate? 37000. That one. Yes. Starting from there, it will be increase. Just assign the number ranges to vendor account group below one. Just click on position, give the account number D001, press
01.
enter. Yes. So here the number ranges is by default assigned 01. Why? Because we are copied the existing one. That's why the number ranges already assigned. We can change.
Okay.
We'll give 40 and press enter and save. Now my number ranges has been set to my account group D001. Okay. So just let me
Okay.
check.
30.
Yeah. Now we'll check and create the vendor like myself or sorry. Yeah. Myself. Account group is
D
D001.
double.
Yeah. D001. See here NR means number range is showing 40. That
Yes.
means
Yes.
okay. Press enter. See, here you can see a lot of fields are there like name, search, street house, postal codes. So in each field, in the field where you can see that the tick mark, this is the tick mark, right? In that field,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
that field, yeah.
This, this is permanent, right? I mean, you have to must and field selection, right?
No, no, the tick is mean that that field is a mandatory. You cannot go forward. Why means without
With the
putting the
blank.
data. Without putting the data in that field, you cannot forward. Just click. Just press
If
enter.
I don't want,
Yeah.
if I don't want this, it is a particular, it is not a
Yes.
mandatory. Then how can I?
Yes, good question. Good question. That will I will show you how to mandatory that field, how to delete that field, how to display that field, how to do normal that field. That I am going to explain you just now. That again I go to SPRO or no need to go to SPRO. We there is a T code OBD3 that is for vendor account group. See, T-code is very good thing. While going to the path SPRO like that, the T-code was very good thing. It will
Okay,
just put the T-code, you will directly come into that account, vendor account group or the
okay,
particular field. Yeah, just press D001 that I have created right now. Just double
yes,
click on that. This one I created, right?
yes,
So now in the field status, there is three things. One is general data, second is company code data, third is purchasing data. So now I am going to put the general data. This is comes under general data. The names like address, like phone numbers, like email address, whatever is there, that comes under general data. So now double
okay,
click on general data, double click on address data, and now see the name is required entry. That means the system is asking you to put the data, then only you will forward. You will go to the next level once you put the data that is required. Suppose I just in the name one I have done optional and save it. Okay.
okay, okay,
Yes. Now see, just go to back. Just go to back. Again, come in that field. See, the name was not mandatory now. When we put
yes,
entry,
yes,
enter, it will come here. Earlier, it
okay,
was coming here. System will not ask. That is
yes, yes,
mandatory. Now, okay.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay,
Yeah, suppose that is a postal code, that is a country code, that is a, suppose the postal code I did not require, I did not need to, I did not want to put the postal code. I want to hide that field. Okay, that postal code and city code, I want to
okay,
completely hide this line. Then what to do? Just go to the general data, go to the communication, not communication, address data. Just go to the address data, and suppose this is the postal code and city, right? And this is the postal code and
yes,
city. That is the field. Okay. When we
yes,
suppress that, when we set suppress and save, what will happen? Just see. This line will be completely not visible here. Just go to back. Again, come in the field. See, the postal code city was
yes,
invisible, right? Right.
yes, yes.
Yes.
Plus, if I in real time, they can hide some fields,
Yes. Exactly.
or
You-
it can.
Yes,
Okay, okay,
yes, yes. Now I am given the optional entry. When we set display, what will happen? It will show like that winter internal number.
it's only
Yes, it's only displaying the field, but you can't enter any data
okay,
on
okay.
that.
It's
Yeah,
only
yes, yes, exactly.
okay, okay. It's only display.
Yes, yes. Just save it. So if you want to, I will just show you one thing. The name is only display in the display mode. Okay, just save it. How the name will be shown? Just back, go back. Suppose go back and come again. So this is the control. Through account group, we can control each and every field. We can give the mandatory. Suppose a company said you that without the address, nobody is allowed to create the vendor master.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, hello.
Raj, I hear you.
Yeah, okay. So again, I'm going to the XK01. Just press enter. Now see, in the name, we can't enter anything. We can't enter. This is in the display mode,
Okay.
right? So
Okay.
we can't
Okay.
enter. Yeah.
Yes.
Ju-
Yes.
Just change it. Again done optional, and that is also optional. Suppose name is a requirement, right? I just done required. This part is okay now for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Raj. Yes.
Okay. Right. So again, I'm going to back. Again, come to that field, and it was allowed. So now, how to create a vendor code? Just select like I am going to create a company. So it's company or it's a person. So then I will select a Mr. Like the vendor name is Srinivas. Okay. Just copy to the search item. Country is IND. In some company the country would be IN, not IND. In that system, that is a test system. That is why somebody is maintain
Oh,
IND. Okay. The state, the state will be like this.
oh,
You have to put the state code. Like I'm going to create in Odisha. So I'm selected 21, and here need to give a postal code like this. Here need to give the city. Okay. Right, Vishan? Yes. And here you can give the address like okay. So whatever data required, you can put like that.
okay.
Hmm. Here you can put telephone, here fax. If you require to add a field, here mobile number, you can also add that. You can, if you require a mail ID, you can add a mail ID here. So as per requirement, you can
Okay.
control your all field. Just press enter. So this is the next screen of vendor master. In that, that is also control all the fields till start to end of vendor master. Each and every field you can control through account group. Okay. So here you can see the customer. So suppose a vendor is now customer also. So the customer code is different. So yeah, while putting that customer code here, we can link the vendor to the customer. Okay. So
Okay.
yeah, so in ECC, that is
So,
a problem. That is a problem. We have to link
okay.
vendor and customer in the master data. But now we have to create only one business partner, and we can assign both the views as a vendor, as a customer,
Okay.
whatever required. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
that is the purpose.
So
Yeah,
I think this is a affect your part.
exactly.
I mean, account to tax,
Yes, yes.
tax
Yeah, yeah,
number.
yeah. That all is a FI part. That field is okay. Just pressing enter. So, hello, I'm audible. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Srinivas, I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I hear you.
Actually, your voice is breaking, Srinivas. I think your internet is little slow. Hello.
Yes,
Okay. So you can hear me clearly, right?
yes, Raj. Yes.
Okay. So now see in that field, we need to enter the bank detail of vendor, like country, like bank key. Bank key is nothing but a IFSC code. Okay, and in that field we need to enter a bank account number. Hello.
Yes, Raj. Yes.
Yeah, the connection was lost. Again I am connecting. Yes, it was connected, right?
Yes. Yes.
I'm giving you to permission for a record. Oh, you are already in record. That's good. So I am just telling that this is the bank details of vendor which needs to be filled out here. Okay, like account holder name, bank account number,
Yes.
IFSC code, country name, and just press enter. Nothing need to do anything here. So here is the part of reconciliation account. What is reconciliation account? Reconciliation account is required to merge the similar vendor in a one GL. Okay, suppose I have given this. This is a domestic. So suppose we have 10,000 vendors. Okay,
Okay.
so in that case, when we export trial balance, that is a TRIB trial balance. That is a FI part. FI part I am just telling you. Okay, for your knowledge. When we are going to extract a trial balance report from FI end, and the vendor will be like 10,000. Suppose a vendor master data has been 10,000. So when we extract the
Okay.
report trial balance, the 10,000 vendor will be displayed in a single line. Okay. So the report
Hmm.
was very lengthy, very lengthy. It will be around 50, 100 pages. The report will be. Okay. So that is not good. So management can't see that 100 pages for the vendor only. So while clubbing that vendor in a single GL, that's we are going to create a recon account. A recon account. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So suppose I have created a recon account like 60001. That is for a recon account for what purpose? For domestic vendors. Domestic vendors.
Okay.
Again, I have created one GL. That is a GL. That is recon account is nothing but a GL. Like I have created
Okay. I
recon.
mean, GL
Yes,
ledger account,
yes, general ledger account.
general ledger account.
Yes, yes. So again I have created recon account for
I think
employee.
this is a.
Yes,
I think this is also FICO. No.
exactly, exactly. That is also FICO part. It is also FICO part. I am just telling you that
Just
because
yeah, yeah. Just we have an idea about
yes,
what.
yes, yes.
Okay. Okay.
See, Srinivas, I just tell you one thing. Suppose you do not have a basic knowledge of FI, what FI will do, what are the jobs
Okay.
of
Okay.
FI. Suppose you don't have that knowledge. So suppose you are going to do implementation in a company. So once you get a
Okay.
error related to FI, how you identify that error is not belongs to that error is belongs to FI? How you identify? If you don't know the basic concept, basic knowledge
Okay.
of
Okay.
other
Okay.
modules, then it
Yes.
is
Now I.
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. Now you understand, right?
Yes. Yes.
Exactly. Now, so I have just put their recon account, press enter. So this is the mandatory things we need to do. That is a check double invoice. Okay. So while checking that double invoice system, what will we do? It will check whether the invoice is posting two times by mistakenly. Suppose a end user is posted one invoice, and again by mistakenly he is trying to post that. Okay, so in that condition,
Okay.
if we check for double invoicing, this check we will do, what system will gives error, what system will we give error at the time of doing double invoicing. So it will be stop
Okay,
making the,
okay,
yeah, it will be stop making the mistakes by the end user.
okay,
Just press
okay.
enter. Yes,
Only one invoice at that
yes,
time.
yes, exactly. Suppose you purchase one laptop, okay, or you purchase a 10 laptop for a company,
Hmm.
and the
Hmm.
finance team was going to book a bill, that is a invoice booking. By mistakenly the two person has invoice going to book individually at the same time. So once the invoice is posted, again where the user was going to post that invoice, the system will give us error message that you already posted, right? Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So now you can see there is a dunning data. What is the use of that dunning data? Dunning data means we have n numbers of vendors who was dealing with our company. Okay. So in that 10 vendors is like suppose some vendors like 10, 20 vendors are special vendor uh, who was continuously doing the business with us. Okay. So for that particular vendor, we what we did, we deal with one vendor that you will be dispatch or we will be they will be delivered the material within 20 days. Suppose a vendor said, I will be delivered the material within 20 days, and then after
Okay.
again one vendor said that I will be deliver a material within 10 days. So in that type, in this scenario, suppose 100 vendor dealing with the same company, right? And the end user is one and dealing with 100 vendors. So there are 100 types of dealing. Okay. So once the vendor is not delivering the goods within the timeline, the timeline is 20 days, the timeline is 10 days. So the vendor is not delivering the goods within the timeline. What system will we do? System will be trigger a mail. Okay, trigger a mail to the vendor that
Okay.
your deadline has been nearby. You have to deliver within time, or you have not delivered within time. So please contact someone. So whatever that format we have mentioned here, the system will be trigger that mail to that particular vendor. Okay.
I mean, is it a trigger
Yeah.
automatically or
Yes. 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 Yes.
manually?
Exactly. Automatically, it will be
Manually.
automatic. Yeah. No, this is be
Okay,
automatically.
okay,
Once we said
okay.
dunning
If we
procedure.
if we if
Yeah,
we se- if we select, then
yeah,
it can trigger automatically. If
exactly.
we leave it blank,
Yes, that nothing will
okay,
happen.
okay,
Yeah, okay.
okay.
So suppose we have mentioned all this dunning data here, like last done, like dunning recipient. Recipient means mail IDs, like dunning label. We can mention three, four labels, like in 20 days, in 10 days, in 5 days, whatever the label we can. It's in a single word. I will explain this whole matter. Dunning is nothing but a reminder to vendor to customer. That is a reminder, nothing
Okay,
else,
okay.
through the mail channel automatically. Okay. Now press enter here. Now this is the purchasing data. Purchasing, what we will enter, like INR. This is my order currency, and here is the terms of payment. In which term of payment we will do the do pay to the vendor. Like 30 days, I will give 30%. In 60 days, I will give 50%. Whatever the deal was done, we can mention the payment term here. Info terms like FOR, EXW, whatever info terms are there, we can maintain here. And the main thing is that is schema group. What is the use of a schema group? It determines the pricing. What is the pricing procedure? Release strategy will come. Okay. So what is the pricing procedure will be reflect in our PO, that determined through schema group. I will come. I'll come in next two class that part, because that part is very big, pricing procedure. Okay. So after
Okay, okay, Raj.
after completion this P2P cycle or this PO part, I will come to the pricing part. Okay, that is a big part that will take around 2 to 3 classes. Okay,
Okay, okay, Raj.
okay. So schema group is used to determine the pricing. And the next thing is GR based invoice verification that needs to be checked because the vendor will be deliver the material and the invoice will be verified accordingly. So we need to check that and nothing else there. Need to check. Just press enter and click on yes. The vendor master has been created. Okay. What was the number of vendor created? That is 37000. That I have
Right.
said. That I have said.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. So our vendor master has been created. That is 37.000. Okay. So should we start PO or we'll take
Uh,
next?
uh,
Huh?
Raj, I have a question.
Yeah, tell me.
Purchase in here, purchase requisition is for only for material or a vendor. It's
Purchase.
a particular vendor, right?
Yes, yes. No, no. In purchase requisition, we did not require a vendor. Purchase requisition is just a requirement. We are generating a requirement that we require a laptop for a company, for an employee, right?
So I mean, if I want a required, if I want a require, if I want a laptop, uh, I mean, where can I buy? So I need a vendor, right?
Yes, exactly. In purchase order, you need to vendor.
I
Okay.
mean, it's a purchase. I mean, I'm talking about purchase requisition.
No, no, no. You are talking about purchase requisition exactly, but in purchase requisition, there is not required a vendor.
It
Why
is. It,
why vendor will come in the purchase requisition?
so yeah, you mean it's an internal record?
Exactly, that is an internal record.
Okay, okay.
Yes, and the purchase order is external because we are going to give that purchase order to the vendor. We will
So
do. Yeah, yeah.
purchase requisition means I mean I want this material. So we can request to the internal team.
Exactly. That is for internal team. That is for a purchase team. We will create a
Okay,
purchase requisition and give to the purchase team. Purchase team will be commercial team will be do vendor valuation. The vendor he will talk with 4 vendors, 5 vendors. The lowest one L1 whoever the L1 they will give to the purchase order to that particular vendor. That is the work
okay,
of
okay,
commercial team, right?
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So after except purchase order, remaining all of them in external records, right?
Yes, yes. No, goods receipt is internal. Invoice receipt is
Okay,
internal. Vendor payment is internal. Only we are
okay,
going to give that purchase order to the vendor. And these all are internal things, na?
okay, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay, Raj.
Okay, so tomorrow are you free for the class?
Yes, Raj, Raj. Yes, yes, Raj.
Okay.